Hello, welcome to Silent Wisdom. This is Muni, your Sakha on spiritual path. Here to share with you common mistakes, tips, suggestions, and best practices that I have discovered in my spiritual journey. Hope this helps you. Today, we are going to start with some very basic and common questions. What is spirituality? Why does one need to take a spiritual path? Is there anything wrong with the worldly path? And is walking on spiritual path easy or difficult? Let us start with the first question. What is spirituality? Spirituality is finding the essence, the fundamental core, that one thing by knowing which all longing is satiated, all running stops forever and eternally. That which is the essence of you, this world, and the existence. It is the same. By finding that and by knowing that, there is nothing else that needs to be known. How to find that essence? On different paths, it has been used differently. In the Bhakti Marg, the essence becomes your object of devotion, your Isht. For example, Lord Krishna for Meera. In the Yoga Marg, it is about being established in the essence, that is, being in the state of Samadhi. In Vedant or Advait or non-dual philosophy, you are that essence. Now, one is going to wonder, how am I that essence? And that is what the whole approach of Advait or non-dual philosophy is. This essence is easily revealed in the presence of one who knows. However, all that is required is a purified mind. The one who knows his or her essence can easily show it to you, provided you have a mind which is ready to accept. And why is the mind not ready to accept? Because it is loaded with tons of ignorance through misguided conditioning and indoctrination. The mind has stored so many thoughts, beliefs, ideas, concepts, scriptures, that it fails to see something so simple, so basic, which is present all the time, available all the time, right here, right now. So as I said, the essence is revealed in the presence of one who knows, but for that we need to purify the mind. And that leads us to the second question, which is, why do I need to take a spiritual path? I need to take a spiritual path because I need to purify the mind so that it is prepared for that moment where the essence can be revealed. Now, how to purify the mind? All spiritual practices have just one goal, that is purification. There are so many paths, there are tons of practices. All one has to do is explore and experiment with few practices and see what works for them. If you are interested in finding the ultimate, the essence, then one has to take on one or the other spiritual practice. There are so many of them. Now let us come to our next question. What is wrong in being worldly? Is there anything wrong with the worldly path? Well, the answer is no. World also has the same essence. It is beautiful. It has its own charm and temptations. The only issue with world is that it is based in duality. For everything, there is an opposite. Now, For example, day and night, success and failure, hot and cold, birth and death. One cannot exist without the other. Can cold mean anything if there is no hot? Can light mean anything if there is no darkness? No, isn't it? So, because of the polarity, both of them come together. The moment you look for one, you also have to accept the other. But somehow, because of our ignorance or less intelligence, I would say, we do not realize that we cannot have only one side of the coin. And they are very cyclic in nature. Every success leads to failure. Every happiness ends in sorrow. And yes, of course, every sorrow again ends in happiness. So every day ends into a night and every night ends into a day. A normal human being keeps running into this cycle like a puppet with control of very few things. And that leads to another desire to be in control. And where does he look for the control? In bossing over others, in having a little more money, positions, power. And he thinks that by having these, he will be in control of this duality. He can be happy without being sorrowful, or he will only be successful. But we all know it doesn't work like that. We can talk to any successful people, rich people, people in top of the positions, who are in the highest of, who may have everything. However, the duality will not stop impacting them because it is the nature of the world. Only a person who knows the essence can float in this duality of the world effortlessly. Well, all the things will happen to him or her as well. Sorrow will come, pain will come, failure will come. However, these will not impact or influence the one who knows the essence. Isn't it worth working towards? Something. It is so simple. We are running after so many things in the world. And whatever we may get, at the end of it, we are not happy. It is very temporary and illusory. And even if we get what we want, there is always this fear of losing it. Don't we realize the whole absurdity of running after worldly things? Isn't that the reason that we may have taken the spiritual path? And what is the expectation on the spiritual path now? That we find our essence, that is the good. That leads us to the next question. Is walking on spiritual path easy or difficult? I would say it completely depends on you. Where are you placed? How badly you want the essence? And it also depends on how ready are you to let go of the old beliefs, the old conditioning, lifestyle, relationships, thinking. The sooner you let go of the old, the easier the path becomes. And after that, what is required is discipline and dedication. One cannot do without them. If you have found your spiritual path, all that is expected is that you do your practices regularly and follow the instructions of your teacher. Of course, here it is assumed that you already have a path and you have a teacher. So there are 5 things that I have mentioned over here to make the path easy. 1, are you ready to let go of the old? 2nd, are you dedicated and disciplined? 3rd, do you have a path? 4th, do you have a teacher? And 5th, how bad is your desire? How strong is your desire? Is there a fire inside you to know that essence? If you have these 5 things, the path is easy. But if you don't have even one of the things, then the path is going to be difficult. When taking on a spiritual path, some people also wonder and worry that would they have to renounce everything? Well, I think renunciation is a complete misnomer. How can we renounce our body, our breathing, sleeping, eating, thoughts, memories, feelings? No, they will always be there with us. What one can renounce is the family. But even the family is going to be there very much in your mental makeup. So what's the point of leaving them? What's the point of renouncing them? What one can renounce and what one should renounce is the lifestyle. I wouldn't even call it renunciation, actually. It is about change in the lifestyle. So that works in two ways. One is that you change your lifestyle so that the spiritual practices become easy for you to follow. It becomes easy for you to follow the discipline. I have generally found most people complaining that because of social obligations or the requirements of the job or expectations of their family or friends, they do not get time to practice. Then my suggestion simply is that you have to see what is more important for you. Is attending a social event, a marriage, a party, or going out to the pub with friends, or even just gossiping or entertainment, are they more important for you, or is your spiritual path more important for you? When think about it, if let's say one sportsman is preparing to participate in Olympics, would he, if he goes and asks this question to his coach, that would it mean that if I have to prepare for Olympics, I have to give up on certain foods? And if I have to give up on my lifestyle, or can I not now go out and spend time with friends, or I cannot, I find it very difficult to get up in the morning early and train. What do you think the coach is going to tell him? I hope this answered some of your questions too. Thank you for listening. I will see you again soon.